First blood.
Your middle.
You think Kanka knew I stole his rum?
Double kill. Hey, watch my head.
Hey, little buddy, it's in the bag.
XBet, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO. Casino and live dealers. Highest payouts. 100% bonus on your first deposit.
Everything's better with Scepter. Oh, yeah.
Radiant victory.
Hello guys and welcome to the Prodota Cup by Smashcast TV. We have a match between 10-20 and No Throne to signal the end of the Prodota Cup. As this match will determine what team makes it to the what team makes it out of the group stages. Both teams are in dire straits. Both of them are, against the ropes, as either of them could not make it out of the group stages. We'll see which one is the one to succeed in doing so. Of course, this is the last match of the group stages for the Prodota Cup. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual, sadly, I'm testing, but at least not Prodota Cup for now. But we will be having a caster stream. That said, who am I? My name is Caster. Hope you enjoy the cast. Twitter. On top of that, you guys should also sponsor XBet as they allow this to exist. These guys offer, if you guys want to bet on your favorite Prodota Cup matches with favorable odds, payouts, then I do suggest to you check out XBet, especially if you want to use the code PRODOTA, in which case you can go to their website and get €100 free. Fantastic. Guys, let's get right in. Draft out of the done. Wait, the last match pages. I will, sir. Will. Cast. Now, No Throne start up with an assassin, which in the pain. Assassin. Base attack damage. It's actually huge for an assassin in the offlane, but support is. He still has a high base HP, high armor. Even if it's a, I think it's a good balance. Anyway, the Witch Doctor Nyx Assassin's a pretty combo of supports. If that, I hope it's not an assassin offlane, because that base attack bother him a bit. Terrible against. Another scenic. And as a result, Nyx Assassin, Witch Doctor have a lot of damage in the early game. Maledict, fail, you get a reliable stun in the form of paralyzing. Not so reliable stun. Hail works out really nicely on a Throne. Combine it with a lane dominator. Pain is also very powerful. It's also very powerful in guard. So you are able to get kills quickly with it. You also get lanes without losing much. Now for 10-20, you can have Venomancer, Warlock, and Clockwork picked up. They're going for much more reliable lanes, with Warlock and securing your side lanes. Not the most common of heroes to be seen, or because he can't gank the mid lane. He's weak at ganking the mid lane, really. But with the Venomancer, I guess it makes to some degree some sense. You can leave him even in the off lane, pick up stronger carry for 10. Clockwork as a second support. Clockwork himself can also gank the mid lane if you do rely on Clockwork as your second support. If you decide to run him as your offlaner, then it's a bit more questionable how much damage Clockwork can really do in this game, but especially in lane. But I suppose you'll pick up another like a Warlock. They do have a decent amount of team fight with a combination of magical damage, though centering much more on the magical damage in the early game. But the enemy team has no pipe carriers for now, with the weak support they have, so that also, of course, that reliable stun. A pick. Afraid of those. And to some degree as well as stopped, I guess. Juggernaut. You can also combine the Warlock with some area damage. Of course, the Fatal Bonds with there's that factor too. Now, fourth pick by No Throne as a Sanking. Sanking in the offlane, or that's what I hope. Nyx is as simple. That's quite good, actually, offering a bit of more team fight and a bit more catch. Like I said, you already have a lot of stun. Queen of Pain only offers damage. Minus offers both low, quite effective, on top of being a armor is irrelevant when you see magical damage early game, but your high HP and the fact that you're a strength hero really does benefit considerably. Now, 10-20. Oh, pick up a Shadow Fiend. Interesting pickup. I guess they're really confident. They want to go for the Clockwork Shadow Fiend to ensure a really good early mid game for the Shadow Fiend. It's a much safer pick than a usual Shadow Fiend. Combined with the Clockwork. The Sanking and Assassin are very strong as a hero, though, especially with the Maledict on top of that. So they do have a lot of ways to deal with Shadow Fiend come the mid game, but he does have an easy. He does offer the physical damage you're probably lacking. Take advantage of the lack of armor on the team. Only Nyx Assassin being high armor hero, everyone else having really low ability. They can take advantage of all that. That's pretty good, actually. I like it quite a lot. My voice on and off? Really? Let me read. Sometimes when the gain is really low and I get away from the mic because of how, sensitive this mic is, or how insensitive this mic is, as it's a good microphone, it might cut off. So I apologize if that happens. Maybe now you can hear me a bit better. I was just like, I sometimes lean back, unfortunately, and I shouldn't do that. So hopefully you can hear me fine. Sorry about that, Smash guys. Anyway, 10-20 with the last ban. Let's see what they decide to ban against No Throne. Again, if there's any technical problems, do tell me. I'm alone, so I really can't hear my own stream, obviously. So I'm more than open to suggestions and making this viewing experience as good as possible. So 10-20 ban the Clinks as the last pick. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good counter against Shadow Fiend. It does suit No Throne strategy because you already have a lot of catch. You don't need a stun on your carry, so that works out really nicely. But it also offers you pushing power. I actually like that a lot. So 10-20, what are they going to pick up? They think that Venomancer is going to go carry. It's the most likely thing. Who could you run as an offlaner? That's the case. Honestly, guess what the enemy team has, and considering what you guys have as well, I really like the Centaur. I know it's not a common pickup nowadays, and I don't think they're going to pick it up. But the enemy team has a lot of damage and stuns, so they're supposed to burst you down. They don't have a lot of damage over time. Stampede with Aghanim is particularly good against that. And on top of that, you combine this with, of course, the Centaur's just, stun that comes out. And I've got a lot of magical damage that can deal with the enemy team easily. Gonna be a Legion. Okay. Not as good as the Centaur, I think, in this situation. I think you're not really thinking outside the box if you pick a Legion Commander. It's clear that they're kind of thinking in their meta and the way of style. It's okay against Queen of Pain. You stop some picks from the enemy team, like, for example, an Anti-Mage is not so good. Before, it was pretty decent, considering the lack of stuns. Now, it's not as great. Legion Commander can really stop him with a duel. I still think the Anti-Mage is okay for No Throne, all things considered. We'll see what TNT decides to do here against this Legion as well. Ursa could be a possibility as well if you want to dominate her in lane and win the early game, but you're still lacking the pushing power. And I really like the Clinks. Troll, maybe? Wow. Wow. That's a weird pick. I guess Venomancer is a bad pick, but up against Venomancer and Legion, not particularly the thing I would imagine. Like I said, you don't need a stun on him, so more importantly, the silence is kind of wasted. The slow is not that important here, but I guess it's okay to have a bit of slow in the early game. You're up against a Legion Commander. You should be able to win against a Legion Commander in lane, but Overwhelming Odds is very effective. Duel is also quite effective against Phantomancer. Not that hard to guess who he is. And Venomancer is insanely good against him because he doesn't have the extra magic resistance from Juxtaposition anymore. I'll be honest, not the biggest of fans, or was it Juxtaposition? I think it was the old. Or like Spirit Edge, I forgot what the ultimate was before. When it increased the amount of illusions you can make and whatnot, and it did like a little bonus for your illusions and blah blah. Then the old Phantomancer, where illusions stayed a long time and stuff. So it added extra magical resistance to you, which made you a bit more viable against heroes like Venomancer, but not anymore. Yeah, I don't actually know. Juxtapose, I suppose is. Alright. Not a big fan of this PL pick. I was gonna say, yeah, Nothron has a pretty good lineup until I saw this PL pick. Actually, now I'm gonna go for 1020. They have pretty safe lanes, which is what they went for. They can help the Shadow Fiend a lot in this mid lane. That's the whole point of it. And they show that his early game is good if he has to fight a 1 versus 1 against the Queen of Pain, because Shadow Strike is a pretty low cooldown, or sorry, low range spell. And Lobby, careful. He has to Shadow Word himself back up, but Green is a Burst Strike. Probably not gonna make it out of here alive. Go try to commit suicide against the tower to not lose the first blood. That's the idea. Lubby, not going to make it in time. At tier 2, maybe, hitting him. Just one hit. And the first blood for Lun. Unfortunate. He tried his best, but Lun gets that first blood in the end. Yeah, he's... So, okay. You're going to have a dual offlane of 2 bugs. Impale plus Burst Strike is very powerful. I see the point is to put a little bit of pressure onto the Venomancer in the early game. They still continue to be these... You know, early game. That's a really lack of coordination. Come on, man. You should be able to get more souls than that. Alright. Regardless, I really don't like Team Nothron. I mean, the Legion Commander, I think it's a suboptimal pick, but it's still okay, all things considered. That Phantomancer. If it works, it's because 1020. I mean, no, I don't think it's gonna... it just shouldn't really work. Let's see. Paralyzing cast. Tutty still wants to fight this. Can't click fast enough. He's been stunned for too long. Tutty will end up having to retreat. But, of course, the Overwhelming Odds pretty effective to ensure this retreat is safe. Now, he even went for a Poor Man's Shield early on, which I think is fantastic against a Witch Doctor. He has a lot of base attack damage, so you have to be able to stop that from happening and coming out. Alright, thank you. Stocked it. Right, so... Not the biggest fan of the lineup, but it really does depend on execution, like always. I really think the Shadow Fiend versus Queen of Pain mid is pretty strong. Especially because you've secured the fact that Venomancer can, for the most part, be alone. And a Warlock can either help your Legion Commander in the offlane, which seems like an easy lane and a very common lane to pick up, and that's also another thing. So even though Legion might not be as strong in the mid game, she is very strong in the early together with Warlock, and they've been helping out with the Clock in the early game. Then as they get level 3, I can only imagine, or as Venomancer gets, yeah, probably level 3, then you leave the Venomancer alone in lane. Warlock rotates top, Clockwork rotates to the mid lane, and you start getting kills that way. I mean, he's actually already rotating to the mid lane. Clockwork, oh no, just starting. So, once he gets his Battery Assault, probably, is when he can rotate and try to kill the Queen of Pain. I already see a slight advantage for the Shadow Fiend, I would say. I don't actually know how many of those denies are cogs. I think it was 13 that he got out of the cogs. So you can tell that he's winning in terms of denies for quite a lot. That's like 6 denies should be, more or less. I think that's doable, yeah. Okay, those denies go. Woo! And he does have a lot of attack damage, plus the raises to help out. It's really hard for a Queen of Pain to compete against this, though she is doing a really good job of it, maintaining her range. Notice how Shadow Fiend has to stay up in the high ground, mainly not to get hit by Shadow Strike, and as soon as you get close to him, the Shadow Strike comes out. It's the kind of dance that you have to pull off in the early game with Shadow Fiend, that you do have a lot of damage, but your projectile speed is quite slow, and you have to you have to get away from the Quap. Wow, she's denying well as well. Get away from the Quap to prevent the Shadow Strike from coming out. And look at Meow go! Jesus, she's dominating the lane. Man, Fixers need some help. Alright, Insidious finds FZY. Remember, his base attack damage got reduced. It's not so ridiculous anymore. However, he still hits pretty hard. Gonna deal a lot of damage to FZY. And also forget that Witch Doctor, sorry, has no armor early on. And oh, Cogs, fantastic. Sticks him in. Gonna keep on hitting him. Overwhelming odds available. Hits him with the creeps. FZY maybe getting out alive with a paralyzing cast. Saves his life into the seat. Thanks to the boots. Can't catch up to him. And we'll get the last auto attack. Lun, unable to finish him off entirely. Still has the cogs. Should be okay. Gets level 2 with Battery Assault. It's time to gank the mid lane and start putting some pressure onto Meow, who's now dominated the Shadow Fiend, much against my prediction. Though to be fair, in my own defense, that prediction was correct if it wasn't because the Queen of Pain was so good against the Shadow Fiend. She was outlasting him constantly, thanks to her better projectile speed. Despite lower damage, the Shadow Fiend cannot take advantage of it too much in the early game. and Fixer completely dominated, or got completely dominated by this Queen of Pain. In fact, the only time he actually does well is under the tower. Meow, offensive blink, and someone coming ganker. There's the raise. First raise, Fixer might still die there. Lobby can't come in time, and the only gank is a Warlock, and he does nothing in this mid lane. Very well used offensive blink, knowing the Clockwork could not TP in time. And of course, Warlock is so useless in this lane, can't really do much. Shadow Ward won't kill her off, and Queen of Pain will survive. However, they did lose a lot of HP, so we need some... Oh, bottle actually coming in. Okay, Meow's gonna get back to full health completely with that bottle. As in the top lane, they go on against Tutty. AMK? No. No Phantom Rush, meaning no kill. Phantom Rush, let's not forget, is really effective because of the fact that... Phantom Rush is really effective because of the fact that it gives you the extra agility in the early game, which is a great way to deal with Legion Commander and Trading Classic. Now in City C. I'm trying to find him. Cogs. Oh, sticks line in. That's not what he meant to do. He meant to harass with Cogs. Still hits him though. Impale. Available. Now that's already used. In City C. Stopped by the Impale. Now the hitting starts. He has Battery Assault to get away. And will do so. So he's going to be perfectly fine. No kills on the Clockwork just yet. Now, in the bottom lane, we see I fighting against Green. There's the Plague Lords coming out. The Venomous Scale already used on him. He has to use the Magic Stick, but both use the Magic Stick. And yeah, I will survive here. That's why you had to go, you know, balls to the wall once you get hit by the Venomous Scale. You can't run away from it, and they would kill you anyway. He didn't know what level this was, I suppose. Actually, Venomancer went for an interesting Plague Ward build with one level of Venomous Scale only, which is not the most common build. You either go, you know, 3 points of Plague Wards, or either 1-1-3, or 2... Either go 1-1-3 or 2-2-2, but never 1-2-2. That's rather odd. Sorry, not 2-2-2. I guess 2-2-2 is not the bait. So, you either go 2-2-1 and then get a second point in Plague Wars as opposed to your ultimate, or again 1-1-3. Never this weird build where you don't max Venomous. You only get 1 point of Venomous Scale, but actually get Poison Sting. I mean, I guess if you're playing against melee heroes, though, it's pretty strong. That actually amplifies your damage by so much just for one level. The total magical damage that Venomous Sting does. Sorry, Poison Sting does. Oh yeah, I see the point in why Venomancer has been played quite a lot. So strong. Let's see. What is Fixer's doing? I think he's just trying to get back into the game by getting some jungle stacks, and none won't be able to find him in time. I like this though. I mean, you're up against a Queen of Pain that really clearly is better than you as a player. It's true. I mean, sometimes you see the ability in terms of players, and you see that Queen of Pain is just better at last hitting and understands this. She's much quicker with the reflexes as well. She has much better domination of the lane. And though usually you could help us out by some sort of rotations, you have a Warlock that's very weak at rotations, who's also for some reason staying in the bottom lane, while Clockwork helps in the top lane. Maybe not the best of options. Legion Commander only has 10 lasses for a lane that she should be able to win with the Warlock's help, just because of the ridiculous amount of regen you get with that. So the laning stages does not go that well for 10-20. I'm not that big of a fan of what they're doing, to be honest. And it does seem like TNT do know what they're doing a bit better, even if their draft has the weak point of PL. I mean, Clockwork has much more offensive capabilities, so if you want to get kills, it seems like a better option, but you really, like, Legion Warlock is such a strong lane. I'd be surprised. Oh my god. The courier almost went in there. Paladin cast with the Spirit Lance as well. Look at this. Tutty wants to fight this, but of course he doesn't have the extra healing to help out, so his Clockwork, who comes from behind, almost kills the courier, fails to do so. Now comes back in and says, well, I'm not going to help my Legion. Finally walks in thinking that he can. I find it FZY. Overwhelming Wiles already hit in C2C. Cogs actually sticks him in. FZY though, be able to survive this. Now the Maledict, he might even want to fight this. Spirit Lance onto Insidious. He's been harassed out. Maledict will finish him off. Too much damage from the PL. One more Phantom Rush out of the trick. Nope. They don't even need it. Press the attack comes way too late. Can't dispel that Maledict. So it ends up just letting the Clockwork die. That's how much damage PL can really put out in the early game. High base attack damage. Went for Ring of Aquila. And of course the Poor Man's Shield. A lot of agility early on. And that allows you to get that kill on the Clockwork, who's also a relatively weak hero against Witch Doctor. It really should be the Legion putting the pressure against Witch Doctor, not the Clockwork. So I don't. There's all these things that I'm not entirely certain of. which I think is just slight execution errors in favor of TNT. But regardless, the lanes are not going too badly for 1020 either. Looking at the net worth, you will see Queen of Pain and PL just, you know, second and net worth to the Venomancer is doing really well. The idea of putting the Venomancer alone, he's going to have a lot of impact. He's actually going for a Midas, which I think is the right choice here for I. Because going for the Midas allows you to have much more versatility in what you're picking up, of course. And for a Venomancer who might need to carry the game or can put himself in a secondary role, because you do have a Shadow Fiend and a Leech Commander, which are very high risk picks, both of them. One of them because you need the damage if you want to snowball, or else maybe you don't, and you become utility. And the other one, the form of Shadow Fiend, which is, well, can you do well in the early game? Maybe not. In CSC, might find green. There's a Sentry used, Battery Assault finds him the cogs, and green is stuck there forever until he dies from the Venomancer Sting. Goodbye. So, like I said, these two picks are dubious as to how much impact they can have. Shadow Fiend is very consistent. It's usually consistent, but he might get destroyed if they gank him a lot in the early game, which is why he's been forced to, you know, get stacks and whatnot. And even these stacks are not that strong for him as they've nerfed the jungle, so it's not as secure as it used to be. However, on the other hand, Leech Commander herself has this duality of maybe she's a carry-ish like core with Blink Dagger and maybe going for something like we've seen Legion go for BKB, you know, for a bit of damage, Armlet as well, Blade Mail perhaps, depends on how much of a carry core you want to be, or more of a utility core, where she goes for a Force Staff early, a Lotus Orb as well to help out her teammates, etc., etc. So it really does depend on how much impact you can have. Venomancer thus have to fulfill a variety of roles, and Midas allows him to switch between them halfway through the game. Actually went for Poison Nova level 6, which I'm surprised about, but I guess, no. He has the Magic Stick. Poison Nova still available. Nope, can't use it. Doesn't want to die, apparently. There's the Rocket Flare. Sonic Wave will still catch him. 10-20, fighting against the Queen of Pain, and has the Haste Rune. And he'll be hit by an Impale. Goodbye. Now the Burrow Strike finds the Clockwork, because he wants to die too. They don't have a second Impale, though, to punish him. And they know where Meow is entirely. I think that choice to go for the Venom Scale as opposed to the Poison Nova before you die, considering you could have just gone the Magic Stick and survived the Poison Nova, was dubious to some degree, because Venomous Guild didn't really do much. You could have hit them with Poison Sting and let at least deter the Queen of Pain from joining in there with some sort of support ganks. Because you saw the Haste Rune, so she was not going to be slow by the Venomous Gale. Oh, Tutty, careful. Press attack, fights against LFZ. And what is this? He wants to duel him before he dies. Maybe gets the kill and does Tutty! Ballsy play, but actually gets the duel in time and finishes off Witch Doctor. Wow. That was, I mean, he got a couple of lucky moments of courage. He just knew he could do it. Now, it's green fights against Insidious C. Maybe not the best of plays here by Insidious, as he's going to get Burrow Striked and Impaled. Finally, one last Caustic Finale to finish him off. Kills off the Clockwork efficiently. So, now you saw 2 kills, one on the offlane, one on your support, and you only lost a support as a result in TNT. However, you did win a Legion duel pretty early, which is nice for Tutty. I think in that situation you were dead anyway. He went for the Boundary Room, which was kind of a hasty pick. Huh, the wards even. Kind of a hasty pickup, right? To try to go for the Boundary Room so early, and they punished him for it. However, he gets a dual victory out of that. I think it's the best situation for the Leech Commander entirely. There, oh, they catch a Shadow Fiend with Impale. In comes the Clock, wants to help out. Now the Cogs stick the Assassin inside. Spike Carpus level 2 won't do anything as a double Shadow Raise Meow. Still tries to fight this, but the Battery Assault so brutal. Forces Meow to walk away, even with the double damage on. Damn, that Battery Assault hits hard. Skulker's playing decently well to harass the, okay. As I say this, Insidious C commits suicide. Well, I mean, he's playing decently well to harass the Leech Commander. I think he's putting a good amount of pressure onto the enemy team, but all within reason. Well, he's still falling a bit behind, going for a lot of crazy engagements. He's trying to create a lot of space for his cores, which I think is a good idea, but your core's not taking that space too much because Fixer's still pushed out of lane anyway. The Venomancer's, again, your main core, but they're starting to harass him as well. Burrow Strike is available. Green is not going to commit to this last kill. He might even die to the Poison Nova Venomous Kill, Poison Sting damage. Yeah, look at that Plague Lord go. Rocket Flare even hits him. Goodbye, Green. Surprise Rocket Flare. Ooh, you don't expect that Rocket Flare to kill you. And yeah, Rocket Flare didn't actually kill him. It was the Poison Sting, of course, but it's still good enough, you know. You underestimate the damage that it can put out and died as a result. I mean, he couldn't really do much else, but of course, I don't think he was going to die, actually, with just the Poison Sting and the Poison Nova. Good stuff. Clockwork redeems himself by killing Green at the very least. Actually, that's even getting a kill to Venomancer. We got a Midas at an early timing. I mean, this is around the Volker Midas timing. We have a bad lane, right? So around, what, minute 8 to 10. between that area. You know, top lane, they actually find the Legion with a Maledict, press the attack to TR to heal up. Meow gets a kill in the mid lane. Tuddy now fighting versus 2, but yeah, he's gonna heal up enough thanks to the help of the Warlock. Oh, look, it's almost like Warlock Legion. It's just a strong combo. If only we had laned it earlier. Duel's available, by the way. Tuddy might want to use it against AMK, but of course, wants to get one more hit of the press the attack, or sorry, of the overwhelming odds. Finds FZY instead, and Warlock just walks back. Has the Tome of Experience, so should have the Golem by the next time he comes in. That's what he wants to do, team fight. Tuddy now finds a little stack, and we'll start to take it. With a Blink Dagger going in his name. Sec, he says. Sec, says Meow. Who just killed the Clockwork multiple times. Now, it's TNT, by the way. Yeah, TNT is the Myanmar team. You know, to some degree, I kind of like that they're doing... I kind of want them to move on to the Prodota Cup, just because of the fact that TNT will have the first team from Myanmar that actually classifies to the Prodota Cup, and the first team from Myanmar to really make it into an SCA tournament and whatnot. So it's pretty cool that the scene is being revived. The same as Mongols, you know, when they first came out, they were the first Mongolian team. I believe they still are, actually. And at first they were a bit bad, then they started improving, and they increased the Mongolian scene. There's more and more now games from Mongols being shown away. There's a lot of fans from Mongols as well that are starting to get into the Dota scene. Mongolia is increasing their amount of people that play Dota. It's pretty nice to see smaller scenes increase their viewership. I think it's actually a pretty nice it's a pretty nice thing to see, because in general as well, what I like a lot about these you know, small teams from lesser known regions per se is that if you increase the Dota by just having one team that does decently well, they don't even have to do that well. They just have to get into Prodota Cup, for example. And already they have a lot of fans in that region because they didn't have anyone to root for. And then you have more teams, and eventually you have a league just like it happened in India, where they have a league solely for Indian teams. And eventually you get someone in the main stage where a Myanmar team finally makes it and wins the eye. You know, it's the great beauty of it and increasing your tier 2 scene in a lot of these places. Now, Lund with Vendetta might find Lubby. Careful, Lubby. He does have that arcane boots, but Lund will not get him in time. He's under the tower now, so it's a bit too dangerous. Has to go for fixers instead. Might be a better option, as FZY is also joining in. I actually don't know what this gank is. They have no smoke, but they're going around like they do. I mean, they don't have a smoke on NCDC, but they're not using it. So they're just kind of walking around. And now maybe NCDC wants to use the smoke with the Warlock. Nope, they just take a tower down in the top, or up in the top lane. That's it. Okay. We need to go for the mid lane as well. A tier 1 that might fall. That's a top tier 1 for a mid tier 1. Thinks it still benefits TNT, I would say. It is a safe lane. Tier 1 is pretty strong. But you are using a Venomancer and committing 4 people to it, whereas this push is just really committing 1 person. But some people do help him out. During this time, Phantomancer is still farming, and he also got the Travel Boots. Travel Boots is a great idea if you have a Venomancer in the main team. Prevent the possible split pushing tactics coming out of him. And of course, so you can help your teammates all the time. It's something that you might have to do against a lineup like this, where you have a Leech Commander, Venomancer, Clockwork, Warlock. They're inclined to fight early. Shadowfiend maybe not so much, but he does farm pretty quickly. So he's a flash farmer, and take advantage of that. Now, even though the lane execution wasn't so good for 10-20, the strategizing now in the mid lane is going a bit better for them. And they've also recovered really easy for Shadowfiend. It's good. Green finds him, burst like helpful. Lund comes in, and there's the Warlock Golem finally stopping Lund. Sonic Wave though still hits too. Maledict now puts a Death Lord. The Venomancer stuck. The duel though stops the Witch Doctor, and Green will also die here. Meow is fighting alone against the 2 cores. He won't make the blink in time. AM King comes way too late. A Maledict to the Venomancer will eventually lose his life. He's a doppelganger, tries to get more space, but in CDC, still around, wasn't in the fray until now. The Rocket Flare gives the vision, and now all they need to do is finish off a poor Phantom Lancer alone in the trees, left alone by his team. TNT will end up being wiped off the face of the map. 10-20. Now proceed for a tower in the top lane, a tier 2 that will fall easily to them. And a 3k lead in that engagement. I couldn't even see the fight recap. Who cares? We know they just got destroyed, right, buddies? Anyway, pretty good stuff. It's a 10-20. Actually get an advantage of that team fight. They got all their ultimates off pretty well. The Requiem of Souls even came out before the Queen of Pain could kill the Shadow Fiend. They concentrated a lot on killing the Venomancer once the Poison Nova was out, so his damage was already out, and he couldn't really do much more. It was actually only level 1 Poison Nova by the time the team fight was up, but he got level 2 later. And of course, a really good duel that stopped the Witch Doctor Death Ward immediately. That was fantastic, because the Death Ward could have done a lot of damage, but the Warlock Golem came at the right time. He even cancelled it the first time to ensure that the Nyx Assassin could be stopped, and he's about to stun someone. It was just a good combination of spells. Honestly, it was really well made, but really well played by 1020. Good team fight. And now Green walks in, might want to kill the Sand King. I don't know if he can. With the press attack, he's able to actually so much damage from Tutty. And that's what I was talking about. Liege Commander might be able to just become your carry. You already went for Dragonlance on the Venomancer, but you have the versatility. It's a really good item anyway to get some early damage out. And you can help yourself in team fights while not having to give so much space to the Shadow... Or, sorry, while helping out giving space to the Shadow Fiend, who he himself is already going for the Dragonlance as well. And I think he got a BKB early. Really? BKB first item for Shadow Fiend. I haven't seen this in a long time. But against Sand King, Nyx Assassin, the Queen of Pain, to some degree, it's a pretty useful item. BKB now is grabbed a little bit later because of the fact that the BKB is now a much more useful item in the late game because, of course, the reduction and the timing and whatnot. A 5-second BKB later is not as powerful. But if you grab it really early, especially against a lineup like this, it just indicates that you want to start pushing a lot and start to take team fights that are favorable to you. And you don't really care if the Epicenter's up or not. You don't want to have to play around those ultimates. Just, yeah, fair enough. Also, Shadow Fiend gets a bit of good stats from it. You know, a bit of damage, a bit of HP. It's nice. 160 HP, I think is what BKB gives you with a 10 strength. And oh, that's that Liege Commander. 16 damage, or 24 damage as well. And those two stats are okay for a Shadow Fiend that can go for the souls early on. Doesn't really need that many stats early on. Okay. They also went for a Midas, so you have the good late game usage anyway from the Venomancer. Lund coming in. Hookshot though. Might find someone. It's going to be the Witch Doctor. FZY stuck in the cogs. Can't do much. Can't even dance away. Impale though. Finds the poor Lubby. Okay. I thought it was Shadow Fiend for a second. Finds the poor Warlock. Ends up being just a dead Warlock for a Witch Doctor. Not a big trade. Liege Commander was a bigger kill here in the mid lane. At least she denied the tower. And they can't take the tier 2, which is important as well. They managed to defend this tier 2 pretty efficiently. And that's all tier 1s are dead, so no more glyphs specials for you. Now you have a couple, actually one tier 2 is already down, and the other tier 2 is about to go down. So 10-20 are taking advantage of their pushing potential, especially with Shadow Fiend's early damage, with the help of the BKB to ensure that he can fight in pretty precarious positions. And in difficult team fights are not so beneficial. Now, that Liege Commander duel, just to keep him in place, no help from anyone. The Clockwork comes in, Rocket Flare clears some illusions, but that's all it does. Thought he wants to keep on fighting, won't get much out of it. In the end, that's a wasted duel with no TPs to help him out. Surprising, because honestly, Shadow Fiend had a TP, Clockwork had a TP, Venomancer. Why? You could have all TP'd in. A Venomous skill would have just killed him, but they decided not to do it. That was actually... I'm glad that we have some people in chat, like Friendly Richard, who kind of agrees with the whole maybe PO was not the best of options. Now in the bottom lane, I does get killed off. Paralyzing, casting to Death Ward. Another quick kill, but Queen of Pain once more. Finds the CSC. Hookshot stops her. She still has the Yule Scepter. Gonna try using it. Raze will still hit her in time, but it's not the best of options to fight. However, TNT harassing a bit and walking away. One of those weird engagements when none of them have intentions of fighting. They're just harassing each other. There you go, Friendly Richard. Sorry that the bot automatically banned you. Please don't post links in the chat. Appreciate that. Or any sort of promotion or anything. I'll automatically ban you. But I'll unban you if I know that your intentions are not bad. Anyway, sorry for all this conversation with the chat. I just like that you're agreeing with my analysis that the PL maybe is not the best of picks. You went for a Diffusal Blade early. I like the Aghanim Scepter build, to be honest, a bit more, but Diffusal Blade then into Aghanims. The Diffusal Blade plus Travels shows that you want to fight early. You want to have the duality of being able to fight early. Whereas the Aghanim shows you just want to go full farm. I don't know if the option of going full late game against a Shadow Fiend, Venomancer, and Liege Commander is that great, so I don't disagree with this option. Notice the Liege Commander immediately went for Armlet. Now she got a bit of damage. No, tries to find an MK this time. Press attack already used. Duel. Nah, Doppelganger stops the Blink Dagger in time. That duel could not come in time. Now Lun. Why? Why the Vendetta? No big deal. Okay. I don't understand why you waste a Vendetta against the tower. I suppose it was going to run out anyway. It's only level 1. I'm gonna try to pushing a tier 2 while the enemy team takes Roshan. They don't know about this Roshan. Shadow Fiend already has level 3 presence on the Dark Lord, a bit of minus armor, fantastic with the venomous, with the poison wards, plague wards, sorry. are allowed to take the Roshan at a good timing, but that's going to be in exchange for a tier 2. Not the best of traits for you. You rather not lose this tier 2. Maybe you can TP in time to save it. Doesn't seem like it's likely. They're just going to let it fall. Nobody TPs, actually. They all have TPs, but they're not very fond of using them. At least I'm in the middle of a Venomancer possible ultimate. Or a Sanking possible ultimate. Okay, I see that point. You want to play a bit more defensively. You are aiming for the late game, it seems, as 10-20. They're okay with losing a couple towers as long as they get a bit of domination. And they take the objectives, trying to prevent the enemy team from beating them and snowballing out of control in terms of farm. They feel confident against the PL, and I think it's right to do so. They have a lot of AoE damage against the PL, and Legion Commander herself is going for a very, team fight, or a late game-oriented build with a bit more carry-ish items. Venomancer himself can also have a really nice late game. Okay, they're not going to find the Sanking, but FZY, can he TP in time? Yes, he will. Lun as well. Nobody will be caught out here. 10-20, can't find them. 10-20, sadly, will lose a lot against T in this bottom lane as they just lose a tier 2 and can't get any revenge kills either when they walk down. However, they do take a Roshan as a result, so it's not bad. Well, they proceed. A bit more pushing power as Insidious C. Gets his 4-staff already done. That's pretty nice. Giving a bit more team fight. That can also help the Venomancer, who went for more utility. Notice this again. This is exactly what I was talking about. He starts out with Dragonlance, so maybe I'm gonna have to be carry. Legion Commander goes for Armlet, and Shadow Fiend now gets a pretty decent amount of farm. You're like, actually, I don't need to be carry. I can go for more utility and go for the Hooded Defiance, which is preferable on me anyway. Actually, has the pipe already. Has a pipe? Really? I don't know. Oh, he does. Yes. Wow. Good stuff, Venomancer. That's a pretty early pipe, actually. Yeah, that's going to help a lot against Sanking's damage. You might even be able to spare your BKB in the early game, try to keep it up for later. I mean, then you just waste the item in general, but, I mean, with a pipe, you stop a lot of Venomancer's damage. How much does pipe? 500, I think? 400 spell damage. Okay. It didn't change. I don't know why I thought it was 500. So, it stops 400 spell damage, which is 4 hits at the epicenter, more or less. 4 pulses. That's half the damage from the epicenter. That's pretty good. Halving the damage of the epicenter for your whole team, mind you. Or stopping an Impale and a Scream of Pain. You know, a variety of spells they can really stop. And the BKB also will help you out on that. Now, a bit of a smoke by 10-20. Don't know who they'll find. It's kind of a blind smoke. They're deciding to go for this tower and just kind of cover them from behind. Maybe a bit of a bait. 10-20 using his Plague Lords. Get more pushing power. Notice where he puts them, right between the trees, covering exits, ensuring that he has vision with them at the same time as they can attack the tower. Meanwhile, TNT has to push a tier 1. Not a really good trade unless you get a tier 2 with it. However, the pushing power by 10-20 is a bit stronger than this. Yeah, there's only 2 heroes, 2 cores pushing, and they're already dealing enough damage to destroy this tower. They're gonna go for more. They're gonna threaten these guys to back out. They know they shouldn't fight this because they don't have to. The pipe already got committed just in case the epicenter gets charged up. Only on 2 heroes. Okay. Pretty long cooldown on pipe, huh? So they're hoping that they're going to stop some damage. There it is. Berserk was impaled. Stops the Shadow Fiend, but they can help him out anyway. Paralyzing Cask hits him eventually. Starts bouncing between creeps. Eventually gets to the Venomancer and starts bouncing between the enemy team. However, 10-20 committed to this push, using the Plague Lord as well to have vision. Waiting for the next creep wave to join in. And to continue this push against the tower. After all, 10-20 have little to no ability to defend this Lun. As he sees the ward. No, this ward is amazing, but very, very well placed ward. They're not dewarding at all. Didn't put a sentry down. Toddy comes in. Duel surprise against Nyx Assassin. Can they kill him in time? Yes, they will. We'll get the dual damage plus the golem as well. FZY goes down. And that's the 2 ultimates. The 2 initiation gone for TNT. Meow got hit by the Poison Nova. Thus can't fight this at all. They press the attack hit so that they can hit a bit faster and of course heal some of their cores. They already took a tier 3. The PL has to do a bit of split pushing in the top lane, but is that going to be too effective? The tier 3 will not fall, and CSC actually joins in. The Cogs and Faraday Salt available. AMK still has the TP. Duel not available, so they can't catch him with that just yet, but Legion Commander's coming to this. He breaks the trees. That's not what you wanted to do, AMK. What are you doing? In CDC. Oh my god! Oh god, he thought there was a juke, but it wasn't. There was no next level strat there. AMK just walked out. Just walked out. They thought that he was doing... Oh my god. They overthought it. They overthought it. And got punished as a result. Come on, Tutty. Blink. Still available. Duel. They find the Phantom Lancer eventually. So he will not get away. He will not shame him to that degree. They thought he was doing a next level strat and leaving the illusion behind. Sorry, leaving the real one behind. Walking away so he could TP. I see the point of that. But they overthought it. And just Phantom Lancer was like, what? Okay, sure. I'll just walk away. It's now 10:20. Sorry about that screaming there, but I cannot believe that was happening. I was wondering what they were doing and not following him, and I realized. Aegis reclaimed. Unfortunate for the Shadow Fiend, as he can't use that Aegis effectively, but he does get the Hurricane Pike. Well, I guess he'll have another item for the team fight, a bit more mobility and less likelihood of dying. There's an super offensive ward by TNT, trying to find someone out. $4K lead for 1020. He also took a tier 3, which is important to note. So that means that the shrines are now left vulnerable. And actually, this shrine is probably the ideal one to take, because you want to take Roshan domination, right? That shrine allows for buybacks to be effective against Roshan, especially with the PL, with travel boots and whatnot. He's actually not going for the Aghanim Shelter build, going for traditional Phantom Lancer with the Manta style. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea, to be honest. You are up against a lot of AoE damage that can clear illusions quickly. The illusion build seems a bit weak against those kind of lineups. You instead go for the traditional Phantom Lancer build, which nowadays, I mean, I call it traditional, but it's not really. This Phantom Lancer build, with how he is played nowadays, is more of a burst damage build, because you create a lot of illusions in very little time, but they don't last too long. So clearing illusions is not the priority here. It's rather killing someone with the amount of illusions you have, and go for base stat-oriented items like Manta style, Diffusal Blade, and just trying to get as many illusions out as possible, as quickly as possible, rather than relying on creeps or, you know, these kind of great Phantom Lancer builds that nowadays played. Okay, Tutty. I think he wanted to go for the duel, but instead hit the creep. I mean, he was going to stop the Doppelganger anyway, so I guess he tried and stopped the Phantom Lancer from farming. Later on, I would actually like to see a Scotty, for example, or a Heart. Heart is really good, but Scotty as well, to just increase your damage, and in general gives you nice stats. And oh, bottom lane, they find the Shadow Fiend, and Hurricane Pike himself still, but not to safety. He's going to go down. However, they want to fight this. Hookshot finds the Nyx Assassin. Queen of Pain will be able to make it out of here alive. Lund will not be so lucky. The Sacrificial Lamb left for TNT. After getting a kill on the Shadow Fiend, they're more than glad to leave the Nyx Assassin behind, if that means killing their enemy mid laner. And now, the Shadow Blade on Leech Commander. Oh, he's going to find green. This is a much better kill. Blinks, but the opposite direction. Again, overthought this. Finally finds him the duel. And so much damage from Tutty. Goes off the Sand King immediately. By the way, guys, if you have stream lag that is an issue in Smashcast, I do suggest you try out. Yeah. So if you have stream lag, I do suggest you go to my Twitter. There you can find a YouTube link, and you can see where I posted the VODs up, so you can watch this without lag. I apologize, Tutty. Stops in the top lane. Stunned for too long. Maledic hits him. And NCDC actually saves him the Force Staff, but the Death Ward still hits NCDC. Stuck in the cogs. Tutty might still die to the Maledic damage. Press the attack, not good enough. And that Shadow Amulet came way too late, even though he was dead anyway. And 1020 can't even get a counter kill here as they lose the Legion Commander. I was going to post my Twitter quickly on the chat so people that lag know where to go. As I say this, I make sure that people can watch it. Yeah, he's going for the Scotty. I like that build. It's the best of both worlds. You get the offensive capability, but also a bit of defensiveness as well. And of course, it's really good against the heroes the enemy team has. Shadow Fiend is really weak against slows because he's have natural mobility. Venomancer as well. Legion Commander as well. They're all really weak against slows. So yeah, you're forcing them either to activate BKB or to go for Force Staffs. And even though they do have Hurricane Pikes, which is, I mean, now a way to deal with slows, it's still pretty effective. Especially considering that they can Phantom Rush you down, so thus even if you walk away with a Hurricane Pike, Phantom Rush has enough range to find you. And now Meow. Okay, there's a duel. Actually finds the Sand King. It's a bit dangerous. Passing cast, still not dead. And now Sand King will finally die. Leech Commander getting that kill, and Queen of Pain just TPing away. They know they can't save him, so they just let him go. That's another duel victory for Leech Commander. Slowly, 90 damage. And nope, they find someone else in CDC. Cogs, AMK, careful, Doppelganger. Does he have enough damage to heal in CDC? Probably not. As the Fatal Bonds come out and Shadow Fiend joins in. Look at all those Force Staffs. They all want to fight here. They're really worried that there's a real Phantom Lancer between the illusions. I don't know why they are, because they keep thinking. I guess they're just clearing illusions at this point. Tutty, though, goes for the Shrine. And we'll take it pretty soon. However, in the top lane, we see Lund try to... Okay, I was going to say, I thought we saw the Phantom Lancer. Nope, it's a Nyx Assassin trying to split push. Will that be effective? Not really, but they still forced the able to back out. They took a Shrine, which is fine, and now the Roshan is going to be up in 20 seconds. It's very important to take this Roshan and try to take advantage of it. The Plague Ward should see it. Lasts for 40 seconds. Roshan is back in 20. Simple mathematics. Boom, boom. Sorry about that. So, MK continues to farm. How far away is he from the Scotty? Still pretty far. Pretty far. But the Shadow Fiend is actually much closer. Only, well, 200... Around 2,000, 2k gold away. Not that much, actually. And he might be able to get it for next Roshan. I, though, found out by Nyx Assassin. There's his mana gun. Hurricane Pikes. Can't find the Nyx Assassin in time. And they will just see the Roshan now. Oh, the Plague Ward actually just expired. But they should have seen the Roshan. So they know the Roshan is up. It would be a great thing to take. But they need to take a kill or two before they fight there. Because, of course, you're still fighting against a Sand King. The possible Smoke Gang from TNT. They might even go for the Roshan themselves. Knowing that the enemy team is going to be threatening this, if anything. But instead, they're going to find the Shadow Fiend. Oh, left alone in the mid lane. Lund comes in. Impale. Stunned out for too long. Sonic Wave. And he's dead. This Shadow Fiend cannot survive this insane amount of damage. However, Duel from Legion Commander finds the illusion. And the hookshot at least finds a real PL. Again, he's the one that walks away in CDC. It's the third time we see this happen where the illusion tricks are just taking these guys for a ride. And CDC now stuck again. No mana to walk away. Too many illusions. He's going to be brought down. Please, Legion Commander, or people, like this whole team in general is having really big trouble with illusions. It's usually the guy that walks away. He's not playing next level. He's not doing these amazing strats or anything of the sort. It's really just him, like, he doppelgangers to make more things, to kind of confuse you for a second, and then just walks away best he can. That's what he does every single time. Like, at one point, you gotta catch on to this pattern, right? Anyway, AMK, onto the Roshan. A lot of damage from these guys. I mean, it's enough damage to take the Roshan, even if it's slowly. Smoke Gank, though, from 1020. They have a Poison Nova, a Duel available, yes, and also the Golem. So that's pretty good. That should be enough to take on TNT. There they go. Let's see. Let's see how this turns out. Duel, finds Sand King. Actually, Poison Nova inside. A lot of damage. And there's the Sand King almost dying. Yosita might save him. Nope. The Golem comes out last second. Venomants are still alive. Witch Doctor might not be so lucky and will go down as well. Hookshot misses AMK, but the Poison Nova bringing him down to just 1 HP. Rocket Flare will find him and destroy him just at the right second. As they find the Roshan in time, Aegis goes to Fixers. That's the cheese as well going their way. Both of them to Shadow Fiend. And now Nyx Assassin will make it out of there alive. What a weird team fight, but it goes entirely in their favor. Good stuff we're seeing from 1020 there. I mean, they messed up a bit with illusion ganks, but when they do a team fight, they do it properly. And the duel against Sand King was very appropriate there, stopping the epicenter from coming out, and of course reducing the magical damage, ensuring the Venomancer survived there. Because he was fighting against a Sand King and a PL mainly, so PL bases himself a bit on the Spirit Lance damage to some degree. It actually went for 28 attack speed, interesting. The Queen of Pain also, a lot of magical damage. Her pipe helps him a lot in that regard. He can survive a good amount of time. He also has a good amount of regen, so the Venomancer could survive there for a while and just use the Poison Nova and kind of play a sacrificial lamb. He even survived the whole team fight, which is impressive. If only 1020 were as smart as... Now, the Shrine goes down. Well, we'll go down, sorry, as I take the first lane of Rax. Really, the melee Rax is all you care about, so that's pretty good for 1020. Good stuff on them. The Shrine falls to 1020's damage. And they can proceed to go for more now. Start to pushing out the lanes. Rocket Flare. We'll find the PL. And they're starting to clear a bit of illusions. He doesn't have a Scotty yet, but their illusions are getting tankier and tankier. I think the Scotty's finally completed, or can be finally completed on a Shadow Fiend. I mean, he has the Aegis, so there's no point in saving for buyback. It's 34 minutes in, and you still have a couple tier 2s. I think saving for buyback when you have so much high ground defense in the form of Legion Commander and Venomancer is unnecessary. Legion Commander, did he just use a duel? Oh, on the right one this time! No, there was illusion again. Okay. Tutty. Yeah. Give up. Give up. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. There it is. Goodbye, Tutty. That was... Stop using duel on PL. In general. I don't think you're having a good day. I think you're just getting stressed out at this point. You keep thinking you see the right PL and you don't. Yeah. Stop, Tutty. Just stop. Close your eyes and go to sleep. Shadow Fiend is gonna get the Scotty, so that's good. That's good for 1020. Venom Answer himself. What item is next? Oh, Aghanims. Weird to go for Aghanim so late, but I think he went full utility, and it's not the worst of choices, especially because the Midas allows you to change that up once you go into super late game. You're going for the plus 75 damage anyway, which works well with Hurricane Pike, so it's not a bad idea. And the extra Plague Wards as well will help him a lot to push. Now, Sky's been revealed on Fixers. He still has the Aegis and Cheese, and they want to fight once Legion Commander come back. That's the important factor. Now, Legion Commander comes back, and you start really fighting with this. Witch Doctor getting a 4 staff. And the push will not continue for these guys. So TNT are kind of at a standstill where they don't really want to push too much because they know they're going to get ganked. But for some reason 1020 is not putting the aggression themselves. Probably waiting for a smoke gank of some sort. There's already a smoke on Warlock. Oh, they're going to find someone. Nyx Assassin perhaps. The Sentry sees the Legion Commander entirely. Legion going into the trees. Might find Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor comes out. Legion still. Oh, sees the healing. No, does not see the Voodoo Restoration aura. So that means that, yep, they're all going to make it out fine. As Fixers proceeds to push this mid lane. You still have an Aegis. Come on, use it. It's 4 minutes in. Like, 4 minutes till... Sorry, 1 more minute till you lose it. So, I think at this point it's not even worth it to use the Aegis, actually. I'm wrong. Because you have 1 more minute. You either push now and go now, super fast, or you're done. There's no other option. I'm very confident against a PL. I don't know if it's alright to like be this confident against a PL. Yes, you might have a lot of ways to deal with him. Does that mean you have enough to deal with him and kill him? So, do you have enough to deal with him and kill him in the late game? Sorry, is what I meant to say. Maybe not. They have a lot of area damage, but the Legion Commander is starting to fall behind in terms of damage, so she doesn't have the great super farm Legion Commander you were waiting for. And yeah, just in general, there's no point of playing so passively when you have Aegis. You have to use this Aegis for something. You didn't just take it for the sake of taking the Aegis and like, look guys, I have a shield. It's like, that's not the point of the Aegis. It doesn't block creeps from killing you, right? So you farm faster. So you go and try to fight someone and try to use it because you may die and you can still fight them again. It's amazing. It's a really good power up. You already got the cheese, which is fine. Now the Aegis is literally just being used as regen rune. Second time this happens. And now Tutty again going for a kill. Can he find the real PL this time? Okay, he might guess it. He might guess it. No, they see him. Tutty just gonna die here. Careful. Okay, the Shadow Fiend helping him out. The illusions are just chasing after him. The Sentry already here. Hook shot does find at least a PL. Then Dust as well. There's the Venomous Scale. AMK took an Invis room, but didn't do much. Death Ward now destroying Insidious. Forced to force himself up to the high ground. FZY might not be so lucky. Duel to finish him off. A bit more damage for the Legion Commander. Now Meow does not find anyone in the backlines. It's gonna end up being a support for nothing. At least they have good high ground defense, which means that this game can go for as long as possible, which is great. You know, it's not like I had to eat lunch or anything. No, I'm kidding. But 1020 do have a good high ground defense. They can make this game go as long as they want to. I mean, to some degree, obviously. And I don't know if that's the best of options against the PL, but they're going to try anyway. He's forced to go for BKB now, which I think it's a good idea against the Venomancer and the... I mean, you have a lot of magical damage to the enemy team. You can go for Heart and just try to tank it, but the BKB will also be really useful to stop. Actually, no, on second thought, I'd like a Lincoln's more than the BKB. Because, yeah, if you want to prevent the magical damage, just get more HP. It's not like the Venomancer will ever kill you. Right? The more HP will eventually deal better with the Poison Nova. Even if Heart is maybe not the best against damage over time. Now, this time, they should know where AMK is. Legion Commander's not around, though, so they can't help out. Over, they might be able to stun him anyway. In comes Fixers, stops PL, forcing him to retreat. Doesn't have trial boots. Awkward with the hook shot. Should find AMK. There's the hook shot. They actually start attacking him, and CSC losing a lot of HP. They still have the ultimate though. Requiem of Souls. In comes the co-op. They're forcing a team fight. Tutty from behind. A shadow bladed up Legion Commander. Can she find a valuable kill before this team fight engages? Oh, the Witch Coctor seems like an okay kill. Yule Scepter stops him from attacking. Can he get the kill regardless? Yes, he will. Tutty, more damage. That's all they get out of this engagement. It's okay. PL's better as a kill. but at least you get more damage in your Legion Commander. Eventually, in the super late game, Legion Commander will have plus 400 damage, and you can just one-shot the PL. That's the best strategy. Now, careful, Shadow Fiend, forced activate BKB. That's a 9-second BKB just for a TP. Wow. Nobody was around, they left him behind. You'd never let your Shadow Fiend TP last. You always let your supports TP after him. Take them. Legion. Okay, they see the PL. They're pinging. They're pinging. Toddy should know which one's the real one. They just saw. AMK, this is the real one. This is the real one. Clockworker's pinging him. There it is. Cogs pushes him back. Legion wants to join in. The duel available. Now there's 3 illusions. You're going to get confused again. No, they see him, the one running away. It is him. Toddy walks in. Duel in time. And this time, the real PL will actually die. Finally, the duel comes down and it works wonders for the guys at 10-20. As PL is dead for 80 seconds, it is time to push. No Roshan taking, nothing else. Go for the push. It's time to take some racks down. Now Fixers going in. They want to go for the tower, the bottom lane. A tier 3 that will fall in favor of Fixers. With Legion Commander's damage, actually should be quite easy. Just with press the attack. Look how hard she hits. Actually, you press the attack. I don't know which one you press the attack on. Doesn't really matter. And the player wards are still not the max level, which is unfortunate. But he's getting there. He's getting there. Already has the Ags as well, with Poison Nova coming out in just 9 seconds, which is very efficient. Venomous Scale stops the TPs. Very good. Plague Wards as well. Not TP, sorry. Stops the Blink Daggers from happening. The Impales. Hitting Venomancer, he's out of mana, which is unfortunate, but he did put 2 Plague Wards down at least. Hookshot finds the Queen of Pain. Cogs take away some of her mana, but he's stuck inside there. Forced to force after the high ground. And in the end, 10-20. Just take the racks and walk away. I think this is the right choice. And now you can go for Roshan, maybe. Get the second cheese. Start collecting those cheeses. Maybe not a bad option to collect cheeses until you just run out of them. And yeah, guys, you can buy a ticket for the Prodota Cup. Sorry about that. There's an issue, so I don't know if you can watch in game. That's why we have streams, I suppose. It's just bugged out. The ticket is bugged out in the shop, which is unfortunate. So you guys can't watch the Prodota Cup game, unfortunately enough. Regardless, we do have all the match logs there. I actually don't know how you can find a ticket there. If you guys do want to check out the Prodota Cup, I do suggest you just watch the stream. It's the best way to do it. Follow me on Twitter, and then we can have live updates. Now, TNT with the smoke. Are they gonna find someone? Queen of Pain. Ooh, ooh. They're gonna reveal each other. And everyone's like, hey, there's someone here. We know they're here. Hookshot finds them both, but stops the Legion Commander duel. That's great. But there's the Wrecking Souls together with the Warlock's ultimate. That's a dead Sand King. Now joining into the Queen of Pain. She has the Blink Dagger, so she can still, or the Blink, sorry, so she can still make it out alive. AMK wants to fight this against Toddy. Way too much damage. Upheaval starts slowing him down. Queen of Pain walks in, stops the Upheaval. And there's I. Nobody has mana, but they're all chasing after the PL. And there's the Hookshot, finding him last second. This Clockwork might have just won the game for his team as he stops the PL from running away. 10-20, get 3 kills out of this. Queen of Pain will not die, but 10-20 destroying what TNT has. See, as the tower will fall, 10-20, putting a lot of pressure. Lun just impales and mana burns, no big deal. Fixers keeps attacking this. Queen of Pain walks in, Hookshot stops her again. They can't use the cogs, so the mana burn stops it from happening, but they still have a lot of damage, ensuring that all the racks will fall in favor of 10-20. The Mega Creeps are now available. The Impale only finds 2. No big deal as the Shrines. Now the next objective. Fixer sees Meow. Offensive Blink might get punished. Yule Scepter. Can they stop this Blink from happening? Oh, that Lincoln might save him. No. Venomous Gale. After the Blink happens, the Hookshot to finish him off. And that's a dead Queen of Pain. Wows up. Legion Commander under the tier 3s. He might even die, but the armlet toggling saves her life. TNT can't get her kill, and Lun will pay with his life for his sins. Look at him go. Hurricane Pike doesn't do anything against Lun, really. They can't even get the damage off. That's a dead Nyx Assassin. Now, Sand King comes back in. He has the Epicenter. Garden Gears as well. You know, he could kind of initiate. Maybe kill the Legion Commander. There's no buybacks coming out on TNT. Seems like they don't want to defend this. Nyx Assassin does buy back. Queen of Pain still saving hers for some strange reason. They have to buy back or the throne will fall. Lon walks in. BKB plus 4 staff saves his Legion Commander. Yule Scepter might not help Nyx Assassin entirely. There's the buyback from the Queen of Pain waiting for the Phantomancer this whole time. Walks in, sees Toddy, and wants to attack him. Might be able to get the kill. Toddy will go down first, but the throne will lose its life before they can do anything. 45 minutes in, 10-20 get the win against TNT. First match in favor of 10-20. And that said, guys, that's been the match for today. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. Hope if you did, feel free to follow me on Twitter at the Swordfish. If you didn't, you know, tell me why, because I'm always open to suggestions. And of course, like I said, guys, the VODs will be uploaded on YouTube in the YouTube account, Twitter. So do check that Twitter out if you want to see the VODs of this match. If you had lag for Smashcast, of course, do also check out our sponsors, XBet, as they allow this tournament to exist. If you go to the website and use code PRODOTA, you even get a €100 deposit if you just check out the the XBet site. And of course, you can bet on all your favorite Prodota Cup teams with favorable odds. That said, guys, we'll come back very soon with game number 2 between 10-20 and TNT. So stay tuned for that and enjoy some tunes while we wait.
First blood.
Your middle tower is falling.
You think Kunka knew I stole his rum?
Double kill. Hey, watch my head.
Hey, little buddy, it's in the bag.
XBet, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO, casino and live dealers. Highest payouts, 100% bonus on your first deposit.
Everything's better with Scepter. Oh, yeah.
Radiant victory.
First blood.
Your middle tower is falling.
You think Kunka knew I stole his rum?
Double kill. Hey, watch my head.
Hey, little buddy, it's in the bag.
XBet, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO, casino and live dealers. Highest payouts, 100% bonus on your first deposit.
Everything's better with Scepter. Oh, yeah.
Radiant victory.
Hello guys and welcome to the Prodota Cup by Smashcast TV. We have the last match of the group stages. Whoop whoop! Hype for Prodota Cup! Because it's ending. No. The group stage. This is the last match of the group stages between No Throne and 1020, where everything will be decided. If No Throne can win this match in less than 45 minutes and 2 seconds, they will advance to the playoffs. However, if 1020 win this second match, or if No Throne take longer than 45 minutes and 2 seconds, it'll be No Throne. It'll be 1020 who advances to the group stages. That said, guys, before we get into the draft itself, let's talk about our sponsor, XBet, as sure this tournament exists. So do check out their website if you want to bet on your favorite Prodota Cup teams with favorable odds and the highest payouts. And of course, if you use code PRODOTA, you're able to get a €100 deposit for free. Also, on top of that, my name is D Swordfish. I will be your caster for today. Pleasure to be your caster. Enjoy it. See what we have for the bands. No Throne, Venomancer, Sand Shadow Shaman, Chaos Knight, 1020, Puck, Rubik, Keeper Light, and Bristleback. Wow, 1020. You are not gonna say that. But this is disgusting. Keeper Light and Bristleback already, and you combine that with a Rubik and Puck, so insanely defensive lanes with a Keeper Light position 4, so he's gonna be a fast tag anyway. Really, really, really strong laning presence, with few heroes being able to match a Puck in the mid lane, honestly, as long as he plays offensively, and taking away his main threats. No Throne, however, let's see, maybe they can go for a TA here as the last pick. Would be a nice option, actually. Together with Venomancer offlane, Chaos Knight carry, Shadow Shaman has a lot of damage in the early game and a lot of good catch with Sand King. You already have a stun on your other carry and a slow on the Venomancer, so you can go full damage in your mid lane. And TA versus Puck is very much a skill matchup where they're really evenly matched. It depends on how well you play TA or how well you play Puck, able to win the matchup. It is considered a traditional counter. TA to Puck, that's honestly statistics and pro matchups and talking to anyone that knows how to play the mid lane. So I would really say that it's but on the other hand, you don't have any any damage over time on 10 side, and since the Venomancer is already picked on No Throne, they lose their main. Though Puck can still be played in the offlane, Black Harry, and then you bounce or mid. I mean, I think it's worth the risk to try for the TA and mess up the Puck offlane. Harry is not 10-20. Franchise with that kind of combo. We'll see, but No Throne decides to run. You go for you could also go for a Viper, because he's a not traditional, but he can carry Silver Edge without losing much. He's great against Puck. Coddle and Rubik are not that effective against him due to his high magic resistance. He's able to actually mess up Coddle a lot because the Illuminate something. Coddle really likes playing, and Viper's corrosive skin can hurt you. You're around him and you're trying to illuminate him, trying to use vision to your advantage. Viper screws you over entirely with kills you. Or of course, it also stops the trigger from the Tranquil Boots, which can be very effective to stop Coddle from actually getting back into the fray with, full HP, which Tranquil Boots often gives him. Let's see. But No Throne has a big. I guess Lina is also an option. Oh. No, are you running Venomancer mid? Come on, dude. No, I was not expecting that. Venomancer mid versus Puck. Okay, you'll win the lane against Puck, I suppose. But 1020 had not have the option to put the Puck in the offlane. Win an easy. Because before I was saying, yeah, okay, you pick a TA, specifically the hard counter to TA would be like Viper or something. Fine. But against Venomancer, you still have other options. And more importantly, Puck has a pretty decent. I actually want to see what carry. Sven would have been really good. Maybe all for a bit of pushing power helps the person. Well, Medusa. Ooh, I like that a lot actually. They can even run the Medusa mid. I actually like it. Because the Medusa is Fixer's mid. It's really good against Venomancer in the mid lane. Like I said, there's a lot of options to stop Venomancer in the mid lane once that's the case. The Bristleback is fantastic laner, so you can easily run him in the no lane or dual lane and run the Puck as your safe against a possible awkward. Yeah, awkward in the. I mean, I guess you'll be up against a Sand King, Shadow Shaman, Chaos Knight lane, which is also very powerful. Once you get a couple levels on your Bristleback and a couple levels on your auto, you're good enough to stop these guys. Chaos Knight does start with a great amount of armor, and so does just him actually, Clockwork as well. But Lun and FZY both have heroes with really low armor that Bristleback can take advantage of, and the stuns are not as effective on a Bristleback that has the Bristleback on him, right? Shackles will be really the only effective stun. However, they'll have to position themselves very well, and against a Coddle, he is great, amazing at zoning out. So if you position yourself well against a Coddle, like for example, you position yourself behind a Bristleback, against a Bristleback, then chances are the Coddle will punish you with good Illuminate, and he'll be able to predict exactly where you're going, among other things. So it really isn't a good thing for these guys. It honestly turns out better for I really like the lane. It's much better for the guys at 10-20. I am surprised. I just had to go for the Venomancer mid. I think the Venomancer mid is the thing that screwed them over. I wonder, they won't even go for an offensive tri-lane. So, is it going to be offensive dual lanes? Seems like it. Yeah. Seems like it. Not offensive tri-lane, of course, because Lubby can still always go. That's an interesting place to... Usually you put it much more in the lane, so you can... Oh, it's harder to de-ward. They put a de-warding here in case... But the de-warding usually happens... Actually, no. I mean, de-warding, if you don't know what area it is, so... Warding spots. So, since de-warding here is really easy to put one sentry here, and you can cover both these... Even pinging this out. And sometimes the easiest place to go is to go here, so if you put it far to the side... A very common not de-wardable place is around this area. Or around... Actually, this area is... Gives you vision about mid lane, pretty much. But... Again, putting a ward here or even a sentry here won't catch. However, this ward over here, easily de-wardable if they guess it's the right side, and they can just take advantage. I don't know how effective that ward is going to be. I'm still going full 10-20 here on this one. I think 10-20 got this. Their draft is really good, and it's also very consistent in like. Also, on top of that, Medusa's not only a good pick against Venomancer in the mid lane, which that's the only thing I mentioned. Medusa is fantastic against Chaos Knight. Whenever the game is. The Chaos Knight is forced to go for Diffusal Blade Echo Saber build, which takes advantage of the hero more than the illusions themselves. That's terrible. Not being able to use your Phantasm. And Medusa can even go for the Axe build, which we've seen multiple times, and that clears your illusions, regardless of the Stone Gaze. It's such a hard counter. Seriously. It is a ridiculously hard counter. And now you're wondering, how are you supposed to win? How are you supposed to win? Really. With Chaos Knight against this. Venomancer still have much more impact, but they can take advantage of this. Mystic Snake is also really good against Venomancer because he relies a lot on the lane domination, and Mystic Snake tends to be a bit better. And they can even gank this mid lane a bit more efficiently with the picks they have. Rubik and Coddle are both very highly movable picks because you don't need... They're both supports that can play in position 5. Don't need to spend time taking banner runes or trying to do those kind of things to try to increase their resources. Because, well, Coddle can, but Coddle's really good at farming anyway, so you don't need to do that on Coddle. And Rubik can just gank the lane as soon as he can, or wants to rather, to help out his carry, which is the most important factor. Rubik is there to help out his carry. After all, he's made to be played as position 4-ish, 5. Not really someone that needs too many resources to be effective. As we've seen countless times. Now in the top lane, actually got a kill on the Clockwork. I think it was just the puck going in with Illusory Orb. The help of Lubby was really effective. It's a puck played in the carry position, which is interesting as well. So they're running in with a Rubik. A bit less of the effectivity. In the bottom lane, even Bristleback is actually destroying the Chaos Knight, not letting him go near the lane. Look at how many stacks he's already getting. That's what's with Chakra Magic. Even when the Chakra Magic level 1, with how much he wants to use the Bristleback. Wow. Waiting for the Chakra Magic, walks back in. There's one. The Bristleback stack up. There's the second one. AMK is like, guys, please. This Bristleback only has level 1 Cool Spray, and he's already wrecking my face. Oh, and now the Clocker caught again. Green, Telekinesis back. I has the Waning Rift, stops the Clocker. Batteries all still available. Illusory Orb to finish him off, and there it is. The last auto attack from the puck will do the trick. Actually, it's Rubik, sorry. But regardless, they get the kill onto the Clockwork. No big deal. Wow, they're really destroyed. They're doing a really good. I mean, I said the drafting was going to be better, especially in the laning phase, but this is more than I expected. Bottom lane, though, they do find the Bristleback. Okay. Being dealt a lot of damage. He's not saved entirely. There's the Chakra Magic to try to get the double Bristleback up. A Fairy Fire eaten, and they actually destroy the CK. He could just not get close to Tutty. Lund might suffer the same fate. They shackle down the Coddle, but he has help from his Bristleback coming back to save him. Lund destroyed by the Bristleback, and now the Quill Spray killing FZY as well. He does get the kill onto the Coddle, but how long will he last? Bristleback chasing him down, and just one more Quill Spray will do the trick. There it is. Tutty getting a triple kill and a killing spree in that bottom lane. He loses the Coddle in the process, but who cares? That's just a Mana Leak battery. Or sorry, a Chakra Magic battery. A Mana battery in general. helping him out. That's all he has to be. Oh god. What a good drafting decision by 1020. And then they can also get a 1v1 matchup in the mid lane for a Medusa. That's the most ideal thing possible. You're forced to let your supports... This is another thing that we're not even talking about the dual offlane, the offensive dual offlane. That's so effective and so much synergy. This is similar to what Abaddon Weaver can do, right? With the insane amount of synergy they used to have back in the day. Which is that you can't really gank this mid lane as often, as long as you put pressure in this bottom lane, because then you leave your CK alone and you're suffering against them. Caudle might even die. Fixers, careful. You might want to help the Caudle. No. No need for that. Actually, he tries to clear the illusions first. So yeah, you don't want to leave your CK alone against the Bristleback once the Bristleback has superiority in levels, because he will win the lane. After all, CK is still a mid hero. So you still rotate, and that was just a misplay by the Caudle, trying to play a bit too aggressively and getting punished as a result. Unfortunate. But the supports are not allowed to rotate as often as they would like to help the mid lane, meaning it's a 1v1 matchup between Medusa and Metamancer. And everyone knows who wins that 1v1 matchup. It's actually only because Fixers is not concentrating too much, or maybe it's messing up last hits, I don't know. But he does have less last hits because of that result, only. Meow has the haste rune, Lobby comes in, telekinesis, use Fable before telekinesis. Fable has a longer cast range, but you really want to use telekinesis first just to surprise him, because he did have the haste rune, there was no way you could kill him in time. You know, on the top lane, you also get the same thing. 1v1 matchup between a Puck and a Clockwork, and Puck just has so much more skills against a Clockwork. You have the phase shift to prevent some of the battery assault damage, the waiting grip to stop the battery assault from coming out, and even the illusory orb to help you out to get out of the cogs. So there's no way the Clockwork can even get close to winning this lane. On top of the fact that Puck is ranged and has more damage, you're just done. You have 3 lanes that are very beneficial, and now the question is, will they rotate back the Caudle to the bottom lane to help with the Bristleback? Because there's no point to just leaving the Bristleback alone here. Try to use the Caudle for more efficiently. Okay, they fight him with the shackles. Bristleback alone. Where's the Caudle help? Tutty. Burrow strike, and he's gonna go down. And this is, again, we talk about execution versus lineup. They have a better lineup, and they should have better lanes, but the Caudle decides to leave. I don't know why they want to sacrifice their offlane so often. They did that last game as well, where the Warlock did not join the Leech Commander, and it took him so long to win the game because of that factor. You have such great combos. Use them, goddammit, 10-20. Seriously, just use the Caudle, get Chakra Magic maxed as soon as possible, and just destroy with a Bristleback. You can destroy the CK with a hero that cannot even recover in lane. What better do you want? Look at that. Look at the CK. He's walking back. He's getting wrecked by you. And that's 2 heroes to 3. And you also help the mid lane because they can't rotate to it. That's the whole point of having an offensive dual lane. You even help the off lane, or I guess your safe lane, by the Puck being able to get kills on Clockwork all the time. But yeah, I seriously, 10-20. Use the advantage of your draft. This is the only thing that has bothered me about this team, which is that sometimes they have decent drafts, or even good drafts, or even crazy drafts that are not in the meta, and they don't use their potential. And they're like, yeah, there's no way you're going to win this game if you don't use the draft to its full potential. If you drafted something weird, it's not in the meta, and you have to take advantage of the weird things that it gives you. Not just kind of randomly go around and just do whatever you feel like. That's not the whole point. You have to have cohesion with your draft. There's a reason you have a certain draft to play with it. And... sorry, that was a small rant. I don't mean to flame this team, 10-20. It's just that you have a good game. Win it. Really. I would be surprised if the CK could recover from this lane. He already has enough farm to actually match the Medusa, which is surprising. And Tutty, again, the Caudle leaves the lane. Ganks, no, takes the Banner Rune. Okay. Getting more resources and doing a bit of stacks with the Bishop back. Okay. That's not bad. Again, you could just really win the lane instead of doing stacks, but Caudle's a great double stacker, so he's able to like stack 3 times even. I mean, in this small place, if you're good with Caudle, you should be able to stack 3 times. Meaning, stack this, stack this. However, Bristleback wants to help him this time. Lund predicted the good rotation, and this time, Tutty will not let Lund go. I guess another kill in the top lane. Lund, so wants to kill the Caudle, might be able to burst strike, and with the Caustic Finale, gets that final kill. Caudle got greedy, used that unnecessary Chakra Magic into Illuminate, because you need the Chakra Magic into the Bristleback, and died as a result. Really. Again, don't be so greedy. Don't do these amazing plays. You don't have to do anything flashy. You have a very low execution lineup. Chakra Magic, Bristleback, wreck. It's really that. You press W twice and you win. FZY now. Hit by the Bristleback slowly. Tutty just wants to get the creep skipping. As Medusa herself has been actually pushed out of the lane. Now the Venomancer has more levels. He actually went for a lane dominating build. Usually you expect the Plague Wars to some degree, but he actually didn't go for it. But Bristleback as well has so many stacks. You could actually stay here, and Quill Spray will affect this and will affect this. And if Cuddle helps or gets these creeps to go to you, that is so many stacks going your way. And that's going to be so much farm for the Bristleback, which is pretty much your carry at this point. Especially with the Chakra Magic helping you out. Sentry, we'll see the Shadow Shaman. They just saw him. FZY, entirely. Thinks he's smart. It's not. FZY, surprise! It's like, wait, how are they hitting me? Oh, they saw me! And Toddy just murdered him with a bash to the head. I'm gonna concave your head. Anyway, that was a terrible Australian accent. Tuddy. Found out. Look at how much damage he's doing with those close sprays to the Ancients. Takes a really quick Ancient stack. He's already at super high net worth. The GPM of over 400 early on. For this game, he's at really high net worth. Anyway, they get a kill on the top lane, but lose the puck as a result. Green actually killed Lobby first, and with a rotation from the Clockwork, the Rubik, the rotation from the Clockwork and the Sand King, they're able to finish off that puck and actually equal the score a bit in the top lane. And yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to flame. I'm not really flaming, it's just that there's some things that you just slightly irk me. Oh, there's Shadow Shaman, Telekinesis under the tower, FZY, careful. In comes the puck, Cogs will bring him back, and then Illusory Orb still might find someone. Actually, the objective is Green. Green very cocky, thinking he has a lot of HP, might not have so much. Shackles, in comes the Medusa, wants to help out. There's a free 3 kills for the Medusa. The TP's taking a long time. Finally, the Mystic Snake comes in. FZY will not survive despite his infused raindrops. Green tries to make it out alive with a TP. They don't see him anymore, and actually they lost him before the TP completed, ensuring that DP was able to complete. Now Illusory Orb, finding a Lun. With a Waning Rift, Dream Coil still up. You can commit this, really. Dream Coil? Really? Not gonna use it? Okay. And yet, really, tier 1 teams don't make these mistakes. There's mistakes in execution. Just to explain myself a bit. There are mistakes in execution which really just happen because, well, you mess up, people mess up, it's no big deal. Mistakes in strategy is not because you mess up. It's because you haven't thought about things through. And that's unnecessary entirely. You know, when you see someone rotating when they shouldn't rotate and stuff, why would you do that? There's no reason. It's just thinking. It's a plan. I can do this. You can have a very low tier 1 player or low tier 4 player and still be able to understand strategy to a basic degree, even if they're not mechanically skilled. That's the only thing that I guess. Especially when you have teams like 1020, who's a very experienced team. It surprises me to doing these mistakes. Because you should have practiced the draft beforehand. All this shows is lack of practice, not a bad players or stupid team or anything of the sort. It's just a lack of practice. Turn strategy. And I don't like it, lack of practice. Oh, careful, Bristleback. He's been stunned for a long time. He should be perfectly fine. Look at that. He's actually going to chase FZY. Now Nizoku comes out, slowing him down just slightly. FZY will have to sacrifice himself just for the greater good, ensuring that CK can make it out of there alive. Look at that sea of Plague Lords. Lobby's like, no! I take your Plague Lords. I win this lane. Screw you. I'm the Venomancer. The Venomancer. It's actually really early level Plague Lords, though, I'm pretty sure. Venomancer is only level 1. No, level 2. First strike misses. Lun unable to find the Rubik, and from behind comes a puck with a Dream Coil. Finds Meow. Gonna go on Lun next. Waning Rift to stop his Burrow Strike from coming out, and Green comes in last second. Hookshot finds the puck. Cogs in. Shackles as well. So much damage. Illuminate won't help. The puck is dead. Fixers. Can he help out with a Mystic Snake? Maybe. Illuminate. Not gonna find anyone. Oh, actually, just barely hits Green. Just not gonna bother evading that. There's the Plague Lords giving vision. FZY regrets this whole Plague Lords ordeal. Illuminate hits both of them again. Tidy from behind. Finds the Clockwork. Green stuck in the Cogs, but against the Bristleback, you don't want to fight a 1v1 versus him, as Green will lose his life. In comes the Venomancer with the help of the Epicenter. Fixer's losing all his mana, now losing his HP slowly but steadily. That ultimate only turned him into stone. The CK even joins in, gets a kill on the backlands against the Rubik. Following Tuddy, they only need a Chakra Magic, but the Coddle's out of mana. Can't help the Bristleback any further. Reality Rift brings him back. Berserk from the front. This Bristleback surviving best he can. The puck wants to join in, and Tuddy actually lasting a really long time. The puck comes in, Illuminate as well. So much area damage. 2 are down. 10-20. Turn this around, and Tuddy still alive. This Bristleback is godlike. Jesus, he is not able to be killed with a Vanguard already to his name, tanking so much physical damage, and a Solar Crest coming back next. Woo. That is amazing. Good stuff, 10-20. Good stuff. Yeah, now you understand my reasoning, right? You see how strong the draft is if executed properly. This Bristleback is ridiculous. And you even have the Medusa with the Bristleback combination of Stone Gaze plus the... So you use Stone Gaze, and that's all physical damage amplified, which includes the Quill Spray, obviously. I mean, Bristleback could really go for an Octarine Core build this game, and just try to go for more Quill Sprays, and it'd actually be a valid build, just because of the fact that it works so well with Medusa. In fact, I would love to see Ags this game. It synergizes so well with their Bristleback. It synergizes so well to, or actually counters the CK so well as well. It's just a plethora of great things. A fantastic draft, really. It's such a good draft. I'm be hard pressed. I mean, it's not like it's a bad draft from TNT because they drafted CK a bit early, so they didn't know the Medusa was coming out. They should have banned the Medusa, to be honest. But it really is just a fantastic draft by 1020. Now the snakes come out. They want to push a tier 1 tower in the top lane, but they can't. Bristleback is dealing enough damage to stop them. Look, even gets a bit of hold out of these. Alton Evasion finally caught up, and that's a solo crest. Chiefsman Bristleback in the mid lane. Fixers gets his ultimate off, won't stop anyone as they're all looking away. They don't want to face the ugly Medusa. Lubby actually steals the Chaos Bolt. Pretty good steal. It misses the hook shot because Lubby, woo, backtracks and evades it. Amazing play there. Actually saw the hook shot from thanks to the Warden. Oh, good stuff. Good reaction time there. City C, meanwhile, has to push this lane out as the Sand King tries to backdoor. There's the flanking. Finds Insidious C. Epicenter committed. Waning Rift. Actually, Dreamcoil stopping the Epicenter entirely. No more team fight for you as the Venomancer dies in the backlines. Now Lon stuck in the Dreamcoil. Green tries to fight this against Fixtures, but he still has enough mana to survive this. In fact, the poor Sand King will die first, and then the Clockwork will follow suit. Meanwhile, this mid lane, 1020, will proceed to go for this tower. A lot of damage, so that's going to be a tier 1 falling to their favor. And they might want to go for more tier 1s, maybe a tier 1 in the top lane. But this Shadow Shaman deciding that, yep, it's best to split push alone. Silenced up and killed. Oh, Pucks. Yeah, that Pea Shooter's good. I don't know what the Shadow Shaman was expecting. To be honest, I don't think there was any chance of him surviving or pushing the tower. He didn't have wards either. I think he was maybe waiting for the wards because they were up in a relatively short time, but still a very risky play. Huddy, by the way, is going for a full utility Bristleback build and just full tank with the Pipe being his next item. So first, physical damage stopped, and then magical damage from Venomancer and the Sand King stopped. I like this, actually. Pipes don't stack anymore, so it's pointless to actually double pipe, but it would be a really good item here. The amount of magical damage the team can put out. I like it. Meanwhile, the Caudle himself is actually going for the GH build. I call it the GH build, but it's not actually a GH build. Every smart Caudle player used to play this, but Caudle was picked a lot of heroes like players like Ake, for example, in the open qualifiers. People that don't practice him as much. And you can see when a real Caudle player plays him, which in CSC seems to be one because he picks him quite a lot. And I mean, he was known before for his Caudle back when he played in HY. Anyway, oh, careful, Bristleback might actually die here. Tutty wants to get a kill before he dies, goes the wrong way. Yeah, he's gonna be brought down. Gets a Sand King with him. That's an unstoppable streak going the way of Lun, actually. Okay, so it's not CK getting that kill at the very least. Anyway, this is the build that you go for. Force Staff first and Aghanims. And it's just really, really effective. The Force Staff is such a valuable item on Caudle because it triggers Mana Leak. It allows you to have more mobility, which is really crucial here. Now, you see the TP. Clockwork goes into the Wolf's Mouth and will get chewed up and destroyed. Not surprising there. TP going from top lane. Again, I wonder if that's going to be an Axe build. The SCC build fashioned against this K. What's it? I think it was in the group stages. Yeah, he started doing that in the group stages because CK was a relatively popular pick, and then the Medusa was just a very, very popular pick for Newbie and for LFY. And both of them, both Super and SCC, both went for the Aghanims. Pretty good, nice. I actually don't recall who was the first person to use the Medusa Aghs, but it doesn't matter. It's a pretty powerful Aghs against Illusion user. Anyway, there's the Blinding Light, finds the Shadow Shaman stuck in the Dream Coil, also Meow. No armor for him, and Shadow Shaman still not dead, with the Hex surviving for a long time. However, eventually they both go down with a stolen Ether Shock, ensuring that they both die in time. 10-20. 2 kills, fighting the top lane as well. Medusa can't fight against CK too hard. Even though she does have her ultimates. I'll be joining in, but with no mana, I don't know what the idea was here. They need the Bristleback to fight. Actually went for 225 health. I recall, gonna bring someone back. Who was it that they brought back? Fuck. Farm a bit for. Okay, he's going for the Dagon build out. Oh. To kill the DK in time. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Pro. You understand my whole point. Oh, did they find the CK? Tutty, start to hit him with the nasal goose stats. First one seems to hit, but there's no... Okay, whatever. TK being brought back. Chaos Bolt stops him. And what are you supposed to do? Epicenter finally from Lun. They find the Medusa. It's pretty good. Connect with it. Both stuns. Fixers. Trying to run away. Can't in time as they destroy the Clockwork. Hexed up as the Bristleback. He wants to continue fighting. Another Chaos Bolt. 3-second stun. Hey, Shadow Shaman without any armor can't survive Bristleback's physical damage. Puck will search for more. Looking for Venomancer's blood. I find it. Meow, stuck alone. There's the blinding light from the Mana Leak. Where's your mana, Meow? Tries to survive a bit, but there is the waning rift. Silent stop, illuminated, hitting him just barely, and Illusory Orb will clip him and destroy him. That's a team wipe completely in favor of 10-20. Wow. Well, that's gonna be 10-20. Wrecking everyone. Now going for a tower in the top lane, a tier 2 that will fall now for 10-20. This draft, it really has been just an out draft. I would like to say the execution was 10 times better, but it wasn't. It really is just an out draft. They're finally playing to their strength, and they clearly play the mid game much better than laning stage. Multiple times we've seen how weak they are in the laning stage. Oh, there's a good Medusa ult, but she might be stopped anyway. A lot of stuns coming out her way. There's the Monolith plus telekinesis. The Sanking is actually stunned out thanks to the Medusa ult. That Stone Gate's way too powerful. Oh, Burst like stolen away. Fable to destroy one of the supports. They go for the second one, both dead. Now the CK follows suit. Everyone goes down for TNT as 10-20 clear house. Go for more. I want to go for the tier 3 finally. Is that GH playing? The Coddle just got a lot of liberty in this. Great. Tutty, careful. Meow. Use the Veil of Discord, but just to send Tutty away so he can't fight entirely. The tower's still taking a lot of damage from all these heroes. I mean, the net worth difference is pretty huge at this point. And Bristleback can tank so much damage. There's the Burrow Strike. Okay. Stuns a couple, but only stops the pushing power. Come on, just take the... Why would you back out? Take the tier 3. Take the tier 3 first, and then back out. They don't have an... Oh, okay, they do have an episode. That's the only reason I can imagine. I mean, they still... No, they're just backing out. Oh, it's a bait. Next level bait, Burst Strike. They find the Medusa, hook shot. Ah, stopped by the blinding light. This is actually a really good Coddle. Finding him entirely. Now, Green tries to fight the Medusa regardless. Chaos Ball stops her, but she still can survive against Green's damage. Still has her full mana. The Chakra Magic keeping her alive. And they find the CK in the backlands. Clockwork already dead. As the Dire actually murders the CK, the GG comes out. TNT says no more. They try to win quickly and lost as a result. TNT out of the Prodota Cup. 10-20 will make it into the playoffs with a 21-minute game. 10-20 destroying TNT and showing what they're really made of. That said, guys, that's it for today. No more SCA games, no more Prodota Cup for the day. Actually, sorry, no more SCA games, but there's still more Prodota Cup in the EU version. That's also it for me for at least another week, as I'll be having a wee vacation from Prodota Cup. It's been a pleasure joining you guys for these games. Hope you've enjoyed the cast, the analysis, everything I've been able to offer to you guys this past week. If you didn't, I really do appreciate feedback, so tell me what you missed or what you wanted to see in these games, or this game specifically, or in the games you've seen. Or what would you like for me to do? And of course, if you didn't enjoy the cast, just follow me on Twitter at @theswordfish. If you didn't, do send me a private tweet or a public tweet. I don't really give a shit, and I will try to implement that into my cast in my stream or whatever. And I'm also the stream. And of course, on top of that, if you guys want to check out the VODs, go to our Twitter and you'll see my Twitter rather, and you'll see the YouTube link to where the VODs are posted. That's it, guys. This is the end of the game, so one last shout out to our sponsor, XBet. Check them out if you want a €100 deposit free if you use code PRODOTA. And of course, bet on all your favorite Prodota teams coming with the coming playoffs with favorable odds and the highest payouts. See you guys tomorrow with some more Prodota Cup SCA. For now, I will bid you adieu and send you a version of this tournament where you will find Joe DXRI casting those games. Just put a 2 at the end of the channel name and Smashcast, and you'll see where those games are being casted. Hope you enjoyed the games, and I'll see you guys in a week, hopefully, or just whenever I'm up again.